This week I had an opportunity to facilitate a sprint review that had really been struggling in the past. The project manager had set up a sprint review, but it was really becoming more of a presentation, and there wasn't as much feedback coming in, and people were getting frustrated. In fact, they said that the work that they had done had even skipped an entire business unit altogether, and people were pretty upset. And so I was asked if I could facilitate what a sprint review should really be like. And so I looked forward to the opportunity. I worked with the team and we talked about what the agenda would be and how it would be different from what we've done in the past. And then we sent out a little communication to all the stakeholders, setting expectations that we were going to be making the sprint review more of an informal working session where the team is going to be very open to feedback and even criticism, because we really need to know their thoughts and ideas on, the work that we're doing. And we started the sprint review with just a simple overview of the agenda, which was really easy. So we started with the product owner talking about what the sprint goal was and how well the team accomplished it. And he brought up his sprint backlog right there so that everybody could see transparently what had been moved and done, what was still open. We talked closely about what the sprint goal was, and then we said, and now we'd like to show you what we had created. And that's when we turned it over to the developers and had them start to talk through each of the backlog items that had been completed and actually show the work. We did a lot of pauses in that so that we could ask questions and see what people thought. In fact, even the night before, we sent out a link to the increment so that people could try it for themselves. I don't know if that went as well as we'd hoped, but we'd like to keep building that direction so people come to the sprint review with experience with our product and can actually try it for themselves. Then after the demonstration, we walked into the last part where we talked about the upcoming priorities, and this is where we brought up the product backlog and showed all of the feedback that they'd given us during the sprint review, as well as the items that the team had thought about were left to do. And we walked through each item and got some really good clarification. And we even had some stakeholders say, hey, I'd like to meet with you on that this week so that we can, influence the work that you're doing and maybe give our perspective a little bit more. Anyway, we left the sprint review. I asked them at the end, if they thought the sprint review was helpful, how we could change it. All of them gave thumbs up and said that it was really helpful to them to be able to have that opportunity to work collaboratively with the team. And I'm hopeful. The team came out of it stoked. They're happy. They're excited about the future. And I'm hoping we can turn this thing around and really get this product to shine.